The greatest theft in history is not money, not land, not even blood. It is the theft of your identity, the theft of your standing as creditor. You were born to own, born to hold dominion, but through presumption, silence, and grammar sorcery, you were converted into a debtor. Today we trace the roots of this crime from ancient Rome, through London, into our modern courts. Then, I will show you the way back, how to reclaim your standing as creditor, and why becoming a secured party creditor is the most important step no one ever taught you.
Infinite, but I was partly new. I had all the knowledge before I started school. If you believe it by yourself, then it's probably true. Ain't no stopping what I'm about to do. Yeah.
In the year 530 AD, Emperor Justinian compiled the Corpus Juris Civilis, the body of civil law. It looked like law, but it was really sorcery in disguise. For the first time, man was no longer seen as a living soul under God. He was recast as a subject bound by written code. The Corpus Juris laid the foundation for trust law, the system of three roles. 1. Creditor, the one who owns. 2. Administrator, the one who manages. 3. Debtor, the one who pays. In truth, you were always meant to be creditor, the owner of your life, land, labor, and energy. But Rome discovered a trick. If they could confuse you with language and presumption, they could slide you into the debtor's chair without you ever noticing. This is where the great crime began. By 1230 AD, under the Hohenstaufen dynasty, the fraud was perfected. They created what Romney Stewart called the quasi-trust, a trust that looks real, but is false. Here's how it works. In a true trust, three parties must exist: creditor, administrator, debtor. But in reality, there were only two: you, the living man, and them, the Vatican or the court. That empty third office allowed the administrator to cheat. When the true creditor was absent, the administrator claimed the creditor role for themselves. That's the perfect crime. You were tricked into debtor. They became creditor. And they took everything that was once yours: your dominion, your inheritance, your authority. This is the birth of the straw man system. Fast forward to London, 1666. The Great Fire devastates the city. Panic sets in, and Parliament seizes the moment. They pass the Cestui Que Vie Act, declaring if a man is not seen alive for 7 years, he is presumed dead. His state is abandoned, and his property falls into trust. That law has never been undone. Today, your birth certificate is the evidence of that presumption. Your name in all caps is not you.
The court finds you guilty.
It is the debt estate, the debtor trust. They securitize and trade as bonds. Unless you declare otherwise, you are treated as lost at sea, a ghost in their system. This is the Justinian deception perfected, 1,000 years of legal necromancy still binding you today. Now, let's pause and make this simple. A creditor is the one who has the power, the one who owns, the one who lends or grants. A debtor is the one who owes, who is bound, who must perform. Example: if I loan you $10, I am the creditor. You are the debtor. The creditor sets the terms. The debtor obeys. But here's the inversion. You were born creditor. You own your body, your labor, your land, your dominion. Yet the system tricked you into debtor status. You spend your life paying taxes, bills, licenses, fines, as if you owe them. That is the switch. The creditor role stolen, the debtor role imposed. So how do you flip the script? You reclaim the position of creditor. You do this by declaring, by rebutting, by perfecting claims. The modern mechanism for this is the UCC.
For the average person watching this right now, the mom or husband, who's has a family, trying to put food on the table, They're not part of these secret government programs. They have just a normal life. They got the COVID shot when they were told to, because that's what the government told them to do, all of that. They've got cell phones. Like, what does this mean for the average person watching right now?
It means the end, the you that you think is you, isn't going to be you. So I wouldn't say that if I didn't have a solution or a strategy to talk to the public about, because I've made sure I've talked to other people that I've spoken to about this in public. The most important thing a person can do is if they become a victim of some type of directed energy weapon, or they're having health issues, or their personality changes, or they find out that they're being influenced by these type of technologies and they have proof of it, and they want to make a claim against the people that are doing it, they have to be first in line to make a declaration for that. So this is what I've done for myself already. I've already filed declarations in the county recorder's office and with the UCC declaring all my cognitive rights. And if there's violations in any form, whether it's the airport, the restaurant, the house, public event, anywhere, and I find out about it, that I will file claims and for certain amounts of money. And I've made these declarations already, because there's no law anywhere in the world that is prepared to deal with this. Because there's law firms right now behind the scenes that are claiming they're going to be experts in neurocognitive law, when there's nothing about that in law. So if you're fused with a technology, you can't be in court because you're no longer human anyway, and you don't have any rights. You're a product for somebody else. We're giving away our humanity in process right now. So I filed these documents so that this issue is going to be dealt with in the court.
The Uniform Commercial Code. By filing a UCC-1 financing statement, you record yourself as secured party creditor over your own name and estate. This is you saying, I am no longer debtor, I am creditor. I stand as the owner of my property, body, and rights. Once you are recorded as a secured party creditor, you hold priority over the straw man. The all caps estate is no longer free for them to seize. It is bound to your claim. This is not paperwork for paperwork's sake. It is the restoration of your role in the trust. From debtor back to creditor. From fiction back to living. The roadmap is clear. Step 1. Declare your status. Plant your flag. Step 2. Affidavit of truth. Record facts unrebuttable. Step 3. Rebut every false claim. Collapse presumptions.
Because there's people coming out in the public that are saying what your evolution is going to be, like Noah Harari.
In the book, if I understand it correctly, you argue that actually the amazing breakthrough that we are experiencing right now not only will potentially make our life better, but they will create, and I quote you, new classes and new class struggles, just as the Industrial Revolution did. Can you elaborate for us?
Yes, in the Industrial Revolution, we saw the creation of a new class of the urban proletariat, and much of the political and social history of the last 200 years involved what to do with this class and the new problems and opportunities. Now, we see the creation of a new massive class of useless people. As computers become better and better in more and more fields, there is a distinct possibility that computers will outperform us in most tasks and will make humans redundant. And then the big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games.
Nobody rebuts him and gets in his face. They all pay for these huge stages, so they go on and everybody bows to them, but nobody rebuts. And in a court of law, if you have a conflict, you have to rebut. Silence is acquiescence. Acquiescence is agreement. There's no ignorance under the law. These are very important maxims that people need to understand, because you're not going to get second chances for this shit. There's going to be no second chances. They don't care.
Step 4. Notice process. Fault, default, invoice, lien. Step 5. Enforcement as secured party creditor. Every declaration is resurrection. Every affidavit is exorcism. Every rebuttal is banishment. Every notice is judgment. This is spiritual war fought in lawful form.
Silence is acquiescence. An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth.
And of course, some will mock. They will say, this is conspiracy. This is pseudo-law. If it worked, wouldn't someone have already won? That is why we created 99 objections to sovereign law. Every ignorant question, every skeptic's doubt, every lawyer's challenge, already answered, already rebutted, so that no sovereign ever walks into battle unarmed. This book is your shield. The trilogy is your fire. Together, you are unstoppable. The Corpus Juris was their spell. The quasi-trust was their trick. The Cestui Que Vie Act was their chain. But you are the creditor. You are the living. The spell breaks the moment you declare. Truth declared, remedy secured, sovereignty restored. The living remember, the dead obey. Which will you be?